Everybody in the Valley Girl cast was there. Deborah Foreman, Martha Coolidge, E.G. Daly, Cameron Dye, Heidi Holliker, and Colleen Camp. Hey, it's Hollywood Greg, and it's Memorabilia Mania. Everybody in 1983 was saying, I want my MTV. Well, growing up in Chicago in the early 80s, I was more like, I want my MV3. With Richard Blade, that is. Richard Blade was a fantastic DJ out here on K-Rock, and I admired the hell out of him. I was watching his show, getting into the fashion, the fads, and everything that was Hollywood and LA. Stuck in the cold weather of Chicago, I instead wanted to be in board shorts, a goddamn great t-shirt, sipping on some cocktails, and enjoying the sun underneath the shadow of the Hollywood sign. So, when I was 13, I checked out the movie Valley Girl at the Lincoln Village Theater, and its star-crossed Romeo and Juliet plotline drove the fantasy of romance home for me. With Nic Cage playing Randy the punk rocker from the Hollywood Boulevard side of town, then having a meet-cute at a party in the San Fernando Valley, and meeting the aptly named Julie, who hung out at the Sherman Oaks Galleria, it was love at first sight. Meant to take advantage of the popularity of the cult song Valley Girl by Frank Zappa and his daughter Moon Unit, the film never featured the song due to Zappa and his Barking Pumpkin Records wanting too much money for the rights of its use in the movie. Another fun fact about Valley Girl is that the looker on the movie poster was never actually in the film. Tina Berg was featured on the movie poster because producers, they needed somebody on there to drum up funding for the film. We of course know that Deborah Foreman ended up going on to play the role of Julie, and she was totally rad to the max. Martha Coolidge was the genius director behind the film. Moving from LA from the East Coast in 1976, she was schooled in filmmaking and storytelling by the great Francis Ford Coppola at his Zoetrope Studios. Her instincts laid the groundwork for the future of coming-of-age films, putting the female protagonist in charge of her own feminist destiny. The male was made the passive one in Valley Girl for once. Coolidge trailblazed a path for other female-driven coming-of-age films like 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink by John Hughes, Just One of the Guys, Adventures of Babysitting, and of course, Heathers. The new wave style of the film, fashion, and visual aesthetic is iconic to this day and deeply affected me in the way I dressed. And being a million miles away, I couldn't wait to get out of Chicago. Everybody on MV3 was having a fantastic time with all the new artists. I mean, look at what I was introduced to on the Valley Girl soundtrack. Men at Work, Josie Cotton, the Plimsolls, the Flirt, Modern English Sparks, Psychedelic Furs, Eddie Grant and Felony. I couldn't wait for the 90-degree heat in the winter and to jump into the deep end of the totally tubular pool. Totally. They screened the film in 2003 at the Egyptian for the 20th anniversary. Everybody in the cast was there. Deborah Foreman, Martha Coolidge, E.G. Daly, Cameron Dye, Heidi Holliker, and Colleen Camp. All were in attendance, but Nic Cage, for some reason, was a little too cool for school in his action film niche, having a great time filming The Rock, that he just couldn't show up, I guess. Martha led the Q&A for the film and signed my movie poster along with all the rest of the generous cast. I bought the poster at a local Chicago video store for 75 cents back in the day. I think the value has paid off. She was not only surprised that I had held onto the poster for so long, that I'd kept it in such mint condition. She yelled for all the rest of the cast to come over and insisted they sign my poster. How totally awesome. Deborah and Heidi both told me if I didn't get the poster framed, I should just be shot. I had it framed the very next week so I wouldn't get it ruined in any way. It has been prominently featured over my couch proudly, so I could let visitors know that it was the one single film that inspired me to move to LA. Martha's new wave Romeo and Juliet made me believe at the age of 13 that one day I might find the love of my life. And you know what? I did. Darlene, my wife, is my dream valley girl from Silmar, California. Little did I know I had to come all the way to LA and wait almost 40 years to find her. But hey, baby, I love you. You're always going to be my totally rad, totally tubular valley girl. To the max.
For more memorabilia mania, please like and subscribe at Hollywood Greg LA.